Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman Plays Slay the Spire. We're doing our little thing of Watcher Defect Watcher to get everybody up to Ascension level 5. So, Watcher run, bosses are deadlier, and as long as we can win this one, we'll even everyone up. Now, one thing I would be interested in your thoughts on YouTube, if you're in the mood to leave a comment. Also, I may not hear it for a while because I've got these scheduled to upload a bit in advance, but one thing I'm curious about your thoughts on is how you'd feel about me skipping straight to Ascension 20, because it's going to take a lot of runs to get up to the max difficulty, which is where I normally like to play on my other copy of the game, and I was thinking it might be fun to just go edit the game files, skip straight there. I wanted to play some runs working up through these low difficulties because I know I've got some viewers who hadn't played the game before this, and it might be easier to comprehend what's going on when it's a little less punishing. Just make it seem a little more approachable. But another thing is I wanted to unlock all the cards and relics naturally, see what it was like playing without all these cool unlocked cards. But anyway, so I'm thinking about maybe pretty soon trying to knock out the achievements and stuff with this difficulty, and then seeing if I can skip straight to Ascension 20. Could be fun. So, remove a card from our deck. So we could remove a strike. We could get 3 random potions, which is an okay short-term benefit, but obviously not huge long-term consequence usually. Obtain a curse to transform 2 cards. I do not generally like as a reward. Boss Relic Swap is pretty good on Watcher, because this is 1 energy once, and a lot of Boss Relics are 1 energy every turn. It's a good amount. Okay, so we are going to fight an elite. We can fight an elite with 3 hallway fights on a campfire here, or a little earlier here. We could do a 3 elite path a couple different ways. We could do a 2 elite path. We could do a super elite. If we want to do 3 elites, we don't get the campfire before the elite. And if we want to do 3 elites, we have to do this elite. This is Ascension 4, so risky paths are pretty reasonable. I think I want to trade Boss Relic, see if we get something good enough to take a aggressive path. Coffee Dripper, okay. Energy at the start of your turn, you can no longer rest at rest sites. So, taking a lot of damage is pretty dangerous because we have to kill the Guardian, and we can't restore our health before then. But on the other hand, we have 4 energy, which is great. So if we go this way, we would take a hard hallway fight before an elite. We could go this way, take 3 hallway fights, 2 events, upgrade, elite, upgrade, upgrade, elite, or just another super elite. I think I wanna go hard. I'm just gonna take a very aggressive path. Alright, so we enter Calm, Strike, Strike. Next turn, we can go pretty aggressive if we want. And I think it makes sense to do so. On the other hand, we could fully block and do 2 strikes, and that's a lot of damage. Next time we draw Eruption, we'll kill the enemy. We wouldn't have killed it that time. We would have done 33 damage. So now... Okay, next turn we have Eruption Strike, so we can deal 9 plus 12 is 21 damage. So, we can get it 21 health and fully block. Easy fight. No damage taken. Money, potion, and... These are some decent powers, but I think right now we just need an attack. I love Foresight, but right now we don't have any cards that are worth scrying. Like, if we scry, we can get strikes or defense. Let's take an attack. Especially if we're taking a lot of elites, we want attacks that help us hit them. Alright, so we're going to want to do Vigilance Defend, but first we'll do Strike and Follow Up. We are fully blocked, and we have done 13 damage. Alright. Eruption is on the bottom of our deck. It has 23 health. So it should be 9 plus 14 is 23. Enter Divinity Stance Potion. Study. It's an interesting power. It lets us draw a bunch of cards, but it's not good yet. It's not really that good against Lagavulin. Well, okay, we can play it against Lagavulin. It's okay against the Sentries. It's pretty good. It's bad against Gremlin now, but we can just not play it. Or we could just take an Evaluate. Tranquility is also not bad. It lets us go a little more aggressive. You know what? Let's try a Study. Ascension 4. We've got 4 energy every turn, so a 2 energy power is a lot less of a punishment. Well, just blocking here, we take 7 damage. Yeah. No, we take 9 damage because it's attacking for 14. So if we can kill one of them and play a defend, then we take 7 damage, which is better than 9. So I think what we'll do here is this, and let's just kill both of them. How about that and that? Love the Watcher. Flying Sleeves lets us do extra damage. Fear No Evil is pretty nice, though. If we're getting a bunch of insights to retain, we have less need for an attack that retains. Let's try Fear No Evil. Take an event before we get a hard hallway fight. Surprise, it's a hard hallway fight, so we were enter Calm and play all 5 of our cards. So we take 8 damage. Finally get hit, which makes sense because it's a hard hallway fight. We can fully block and play 1 attack. We could also have gotten it down to 32 and done a split, but I think this makes more sense. I think we want to split this turn. Get it down to 1 health. Get an insight in our draw pile. So we take 8 damage, but this should be pretty reasonable. I probably should have entered Vigilance, but I mean, we're guaranteed to kill it next turn, so it doesn't matter. I really like a Wallop. So I like all of these cards. This is good AoE. This is good block eventually, especially since we have 2 cards that enter Calm. But this is just a good card to block and deal damage at the same time, which is something you really like to do in Act 1. Also, since we have 4 energy, 2-cost cards are currently better than 0-cost cards, because we can, you know, we want to make sure we spend all our energy on good cards. Vigilance and Defend fully blocked, so we will go ahead and do that. Alright. Wallop blocks for 9, which is a good amount. We could take 2, but since we have Coffee Dripper, and since I'm pretty certain we can win this fight without taking any more damage, we'll fully block. Swift Potion. Take a Worship. I think it's a little early for a Worship. It's cool, and it could be nice with Study, but I think we just need some... We need front-loaded cards before we get scaling cards. Front-loaded cards are cards that just have an effect right now, so it might be a big number. So, deal some damage, gain some block is a front-loaded thing, whereas Study is a scaling thing. You spend 2 energy and it doesn't do anything this turn. It doesn't do anything next turn, but it does something this turn. I think Protect is a pretty good scaling thing. And since we have 4 energy, 2 energy cards are much better. Because normally, if you fill your deck with 2 energy cards, it's a problem if you draw 2 of them on the same turn, because you can only play 1 of them and you have to play another 1 cost, but we have 4 energy. So I really like Perseverance. I think Perseverance is really cool. I enjoy it as a card. But Protect seems better for our deck. But Ascension 4 in our deck is very strong, so I'm going to take the card I like. Alright, solved. I figured that out eventually. Not these. 2 more turns. Awesome, I'll get that Study in play. I'll enter Calm, I think. I don't want to enter Wrath and wake it up. Alright, now it's going to wake up whether we like it or not next turn, so let's do some damage. I could draw some cards to spend 1 extra energy, but I'm fine with this. We get to retain that Perseverance, get it growing up. Now it's 7 block. Let's draw some cards. Eruption, Fear No Evil seems pretty good. Gives us a bunch of energy. Alright, so what do we want to do here? It's going to attack for 20 after all that. We could enter Ambrosia and just kill it outright, because these would deal 18 each for 54, and this would deal another 24 for 78. No, okay, we don't quite kill it, even if we do that. We could block for 17 and take 3, but then we could only deal 16. I think it's better to hit it a little more than that, I think. Because I don't... Well, actually, we could block for 17 next turn. We could block for 19 next turn if we get good draws. Worst case scenario, we block for 18 next turn. And then the following turn, we can do a lot of damage. So maybe actually... Normally against this enemy, you cannot survive against it in the long term. So you just have to destroy it before it destroys you. But our deck is strong enough that I think we might be able to just block and destroy it harder later. We're already in calm, so defend just makes sense. We definitely have an insight next turn, so hopefully we can go into wrath and just smash. Yeah. Alright, 9, 14, 12, 12, next turn. The worst possible hand would be defend, perseverance. Okay. And insight. So we just need one attack next turn. We're guaranteed to get one attack next turn. So we don't even need to intercalm. We actually don't want to intercalm because it's going to reduce our strength. So if we had only drawn one strike, we want it to make sure that it kills it. So, very low damage Lagavulin. Unfortunately, this is a completely useless reward. Whenever you rest, you may add a card into your deck. You can no longer rest. So that's nothing. Carve Reality is more damage. We do like that. I kind of like a Foresight, though. Start of your turn, scry 3. I feel like we're strong enough to make it work. But if we are planning to go elite hunting, then our path is shop, elite, campfire, elite, campfire seems the best. Campfires are still upgrades, which are great. I might want to take one more damage card just to help me fight these elites, but we've done so well so far with what we've got. Let's take a Foresight. Ooh, okay. Some interesting stuff here. So Conclude is a very good card, and it's very cheap. It's just a bunch of AoE damage for 1 energy. It ends your turn, but you just play it last. Nirvana goes well with Foresight. We don't want to bloat our deck with too many powers, but that goes better if we, say, also take a Conclude. However, we also have the option of a Toy Ornithopter, which is a really nice way to ensure that you can still heal in a deck where you can't rest. Orange Pellets is usually pretty good, but not amazing. Duality is great. Duality with Orange Pellets is actually incredible, because you gain temporary dexterity from playing attacks, and then you remove the debuff, so now it's permanent dexterity. Very good, but we cannot afford it, even on its own, let alone with Orange Pellets. So, we could go Nirvana, card remove, Conclude. We could go Toy Ornithopter, Conclude. I think those are the main options we have here. We could also try an Alpha, which is kind of fun, but maybe not this time. Our deck is good defensively, but is it that good? I mean, if we went Alpha, we can't afford Alpha Nirvana. I think no matter what we're doing, we want the Conclude, so let's buy that. So then I think it's down to Nirvana, card remove, Toy Ornithopter, or Alpha would be the funny, silly choice. Alpha can be good, but I don't think we need it here. It's better if you have more energy, though. You know what? Let's try a card I never try. But I don't wanna... I just don't wanna. I like Study, I like Foresight, Conclude. I wanna do these things I understand. Alright, card removed Nirvana. We're gonna do that. We haven't done a Nirvana and Foresight combo deck before on this channel yet, I think. So we'll do that this time. So with Study and with Scry, we'll have a lot of control over what we're drawing once we get our powers in play. Cool. So this is a good start. So at the start of our turn, we will Scry, and we will gain 3 block because we Scryed. We get our Perseverance in our starting hand, which is pretty good. Alright, I don't want Vigilance. I do want attacks. Do I want to enter Wrath here? That's a question. If I enter Wrath, I could deal 9 plus 14 plus 24. So that's 38, 47. The next turn I could do 18, 12, and then fully block next turn. So the question is if I want to take all that damage this turn to basically win the fight. I could also Study. I could follow up, conclude, Study, and maybe Perseverance. Perseverance is a lot better to retain here. I could also use a Gambler's Brew to try and get a Fear No Evil and a Wallop, and then all of a sudden entering Wrath is great. I think let's use a Swift Potion, because I don't really want to get rid of all these. Okay, Eruption follow-up Wallop is actually quite good, because Wallop is going to block for a bunch. On the other hand, I could just follow up Wallop Conclude. Then we deal 19, 28 damage and mostly block, but we don't blast it. However, next turn we know we can enter Calm. So if I were to deal 9 plus 18, so 27, and then 41, and I would block for 21, so I'd take 11. I think taking 11 is taking 11 and then feeling pretty good about our odds to win the fight from there. I like it. I'm totally fine taking 11 damage if I think we can avoid taking damage the rest of the fight, and I want to kill it this turn if I can. I can. Let's conclude. Right, Turnip. You can no longer become frail. That's better than Dreamcatcher. So we don't have any cards that create cards in our deck. No, we do. We have Study. I haven't taken Master Reality yet, and I just turned down Alpha, which is a fun meme pick. So here's the thing. Spirit Shield, quite good. Sash Whip, decent. I don't know if we need it anymore, but it's decent. Master Reality, I feel like I owe the channel a debt for not taking a fun, weird card, so I'm going to take another fun, weird card. So, 1 energy, rare power. Whenever a card is created during combat, upgrade it. So Study creates cards. So now we'll think about taking other things that create cards. Mob Bank, get a bunch of money as you climb floors. I like it. We're not going to a shop anytime soon anyway. Conclude, please. I want Conclude. I could do Fear No Evil, Eruption, follow-up, Vigilance. That uses 6 energy, and that's what we'll have. So Fear No Evil and Eruption could take out one of these, follow-up could take out another, then Vigilance blocks, so we take 2. I think that's pretty good. Or if I Vigilance, then Eruption, and finish with Fear No Evil, that just does more damage, doesn't it? We'll enter Calm. Then these can each fully kill one once I'm in Wrath. And I can still defend, so let's do this to blast that one down. We'll kill the ones that are attacking for the most. Kill the ones that are attacking for the most and have the most health. And fully block. Cool. It would have been nice to draw Conclude, because Conclude just turns this fight into a joke, but this works. Alright, 2 powers, retain a Perseverance, and fully block. I can work with that. Yep, attacks are good enough. So 6 plus... Oh, yikes. It's not actually very good, is it? With all that weak. I wish we also had the relic that means we can no longer become weak, but beggars can't be choosers, and we like this. So we could wall up on 2 strikes to block for 6 and kill one of them. That's good enough. We're still holding a Perseverance. Alright, let's just make it go away. Attack Potion. Flurry of Blows. We do have some stance changing options. Scry is quite good with Nirvana. I really like Third Eye here. I'm going to take a Third Eye. It makes us a little defense heavy, but our offense is pretty good already. Master Reality costs 0, scry more, gain more block when you scry. Lower cost of study. I think the card that makes the most difference when we upgrade it is probably still a damage card, so we could do this for 4 damage, or we could do this for 3 damage and 3 block. I think we really like the wall-up upgrade. 1 less damage than the conclude upgrade, but it's pretty significant. Now here's a fight where we would really like the conclude upgrade. But now this fully blocks. Then we can play follow-up on our 2 powers. We could scry to try and get a better turn next turn. We could enter Divinity Stance to just kill one of them. But I think this is good enough. So we're always playing Nirvana. And do we want to play Master Reality or Third Eye? I think we want to play Master Reality, because this fight, if it goes... Our block is good, but our attack is just okay, so this fight could go on a long time. Which means having upgraded insights will be really good. I'm going to take an attack potion to see if I can kill this one. Bowling Bash deals 21, but this draws a bunch of cards. But then if we just Bowling Bash, we can just Foresight and Vigilance. And defend, and we're in good shape for the rest of the fight, I think. Okay, I think we're going to try and get through this without taking any damage. That's the goal. What's in our draw pile? We have a Fear No Evil and an Eruption. We're going to gain 3 block for... just for playing, basically. I don't want to keep both defends. Do I? Maybe I want to just get rid of the Eruption and play it super safe. Get our study into play. Okay, bad luck. We got our Fear No Evil, so we could have totally done it. Well, we'll hold the Perseverance. We'll play both our attacks. We'll fully block. And Conclude is incredible in this fight. And also, in general. Let's get rid of a strike. We're not trying to kill it this turn. Vigilance and Study fully blocks. Now, they're going to keep adding bad cards into our draw pile. But now we're going to keep adding good. So they're going to reduce the number of cards we draw. We're going to increase the number of cards we draw. So we've pretty much gotten rid of the main problem of this fight. Plus we can scry away those bad cards. Okay, next turn we just kill. So... we're already fully blocked. Let's get that one pretty low. We can end our turn early. It's totally fine. 0 damage Century Fight with 1 potion spent. Alright. There we go. Bronze Scale. Start each combat with 3 thorns. So these are both... this is a good relic that helps us defend. They can't mess with our defense, and we got some good defensive cards, and now... even if we're just defending, we'll deal damage eventually, so that's nice. We can take another Foresight. So that just increases it to Scry 6. It does not increase the amount of block you get from Nirvana. And I think Scry 3 is plenty for now. I think we would like to have another big attack. We would want the AoE damage if we hadn't already taken Conclude. Also, this creates a card, so Master Reality will upgrade that through Violence from 20 damage to, I believe, 30 damage. Which is very significant, because then in Wrath it goes from 40 to 60. Alright, so now it's another upgrade question. I like upgrading our powers. Perseverance is nice, but I don't know if we need the upgrade right now. This makes this better to play up front. That's a good block card. that we can also make this a better block card by upgrading Nirvana. So, what's going to help in the Guardian fight? I think we're going to be fine in the Guardian fight. So what's going to help in Act 2? In Act 2, we need good blocking, and we need the ability to deal with tough fights. I think Include Upgrade is going to help us deal with tough fights in Act 2 by just ending some rough ones before they get too bad. We don't want to spend any gold here because of Maw Bank, but I have a counter offer. We really want to spend gold here because of Membership Card. This is going to save us much more money later than Maw Bank would earn. None of these cards are worth giving up Membership Card or Maw Bank. Alright, bye Maw Bank. You helped us get enough money to afford Membership Card, so I am very grateful for that. Love Membership Card. Another upgrade. I think it's a power. Upgrading study. Cost upgrades are a lot better after the end of Act 1, because right now we could totally... This deck, we've got a lot of high cost stuff. We got a decent amount of scry. We got a lot of card draw. We could totally take Snecko Eye. So with that in mind, a cost upgrade would be good, but cost upgrade is totally irrelevant if we take Snecko Eye as a card reward. So I'm not going to do cost upgrades in Act 1. Let's upgrade our defense, I think. We upgraded Conclude last time, so I feel less need to upgrade our offense. Alright, cool. We could Eruption Wallop to deal 9 plus 24, 33 damage, so we could just send it into its next phase right now. I don't see why we would want to do that. We want to set up our powers and block while it's in this phase. We're in no rush. So, I could enter Wrath, or I could just deal 12 damage. I think if we want to take it into its next phase, we can do that. Alright, entering Wrath would have made a big difference this turn, and I've made a mistake. But 36 damage is honestly not that bad. That said, we have 3 potions, so let's use them. Worship would be an easy way to finish the fight. I'd like to Deceive Reality, though. Oh, right. Master Reality upgrades cards from Skill Potion. So now Deceive Reality is upgraded, and the safety will also be upgraded. Let's use that here. So we could defend, Perseverance, and Foresight. Conclude is not that good to play this turn because it only deals 7. I'd love to save the Perseverance, but what am I saving it for if not this? So yeah, I'm totally fine taking 3. This turn I don't think it's attacking. We'll keep a third eye just in case, but Reach Heaven is good. Alright, yeah, it's just debuffing us. Next turn, with a 3 Violence, we can absolutely change its phase, and also, oops, we already did that. Let's get rid of the strikes. Next turn, we're just going to chill. We want to play the Study and do some blocking. We'll play that, because why not? We want to draw the 3 Violence and keep it. But also, we can just put it into our deck, draw it a little later. We're not going to play it this turn, so let's get some defense. Oh, right, we're fully blocked. Okay. Let's just Vigilance and get our Study active. I'd love to get another 3 Violence rolling, but no rush. Strikes are pretty bad at this point. Take 3, deal 16. I think we're probably... I have a dream on how I want to kill it. Yeah, this works. So we're fully blocked. We deal some Thorns damage. Get rid of a strike. Keep a 3 Violence. Keep a Perseverance. Alright. Okay. This works. Deal a little more damage. So now we're just going to retain a bunch of good stuff. No strike. 1 Vigilance will fully block. Deceive Reality adds another safety into our hand. We do like those. We could Eruption, Vigilance, deal some damage, and still fully block. So, this is my plan for how to kill it. How about we just kill it? We can block a little, I guess. So, yeah, I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to give it a big ol' wallop. So, Master Reality with 3 violence does a lot of damage. Get some money, get a Gambler's Brew. Ooh, okay. So Deus Ex Machina is good because it's decent with Master Reality because these would both become Miracle Plus if we draw Master Reality before we draw this, so it's extra energy. Wish is a way to get a bunch of money for a membership card, which I'm really excited about. Ragnarok is a big attack. That said, with all these 3 violences, I don't think we need the big attacks. Ragnarok is great with strength, which we don't have any of. I'm going to take a wish because it makes me happy. So we could... If we take a fusion hammer, we can no longer smith at rest sites, and then basically we have no reason to go to rest sites. Upgrades are pretty good. I like some upgrades here. Velvet Choker is... It's not actually usually as bad as it looks. But that said, we would go to 5 energy and only be able to play 6 cards. Still, we don't have any 0-cost cards we really like, but here's the thing. Our deck, I think, is good enough that Strike and Defend aren't doing anything for us. It's a shame we already removed a Strike, but we could still transform 7 cards. And if any of them are good, they're better than this. We've got enough energy. I kind of want a Pandora's Box, and I think it could be pretty good. So, goodbye 4 strikes, goodbye 4 defends. Sorry, 3 strikes, 4 defense. Bye. Mwah. What do we get? Okay, we do get an alpha after all. We get a Battle Hymn, which will be upgraded by... These smites will be upgraded by Master Reality, so that's good if we want to play it. That'll be a good interaction. We get another Perseverance, we get another Fear No Evil, we get a Sash Whip. So Sash Whip, Fear No Evil, and Conclude are just like our 3 strikes but much better. Swivel and Perseverance are better than 2 defends. Then we get 2 other weird things that I think are also better than Strike or Defend because they might be worth playing. Also, Alpha, Beta, Omega, it is creating, so Alpha creates an Omega, sorry, Alpha creates a Beta, Beta creates an Omega, so Master Reality will upgrade these. I think this is a pretty decent reward here. We want to go to every shop. We love events, but hallway fights give us money, and we love money now. We can go to that shop. We could also get to a super elite here. I like going this 2 elite path. We don't have that much money, so it's okay to miss some shops. So we could go a bunch of events, elite shop, elite. We could go a shop a little sooner, get a super elite, but we get an extra campfire here. And we do get a shop a little later here anyway. I'm fine getting the super elite next act, I think. On the other hand, we're very strong right now, and this path is nearly as good as that one. Next act, it might turn out the super elite is on a bad path, and I think we can kill it. So let's go here. We do want to fight the extra hallway fight, since we are trying to use Wish. So it's Wallop and Vigilance to block for 20, or it's Master Reality Perseverance Wallop. This blocks for more, and I don't think this is going to be a long fight, because they flee eventually anyway. Let's get working on the front one. Thorns are going to help us deal a little extra damage here, which is pretty important to me. We do have a Eruption Fear No Evil going. And we can make this cost 0. We could also just... I mean, we could conclude and just kill one, but then we take a bunch of damage. We're definitely going to play all these, so we might as well put a Beta into our draw pile. I mean, we could just not do that. So, it would be great to just kill him. Hold on, wait. If we go into Calm, we're being attacked for 22. If we kill one, we're being attacked for 22. And one of them is dead. So actually, let's take 7 damage and end our turn. We do end in Wrath, but now we're in a good spot to finish it off. Hold on, we want to play Wish. So this is going to guarantee we can kill it next turn. This is going to improve our odds of getting a Wish next turn. We'll guarantee it because we can scry to make sure it happens. These are not it. We can take a Sash Whip. No, Smite already kills it. So we go Wish and Smite. Gain 25 gold. Boom. Bowling Bash is good in multi-target fights. We kind of have that covered with Conclude, and for bigger multi-target fights, Alpha will deal with that eventually. We could take an Evaluate, take Flurry Blows. I don't think Evaluate is nice when the inside is upgraded, but we already have a Study. I think a Flurry of Blows is good enough to take, but barely. How often do we swap stances? Eruption, Vigilance, Fear No Evil, Fear No Evil. So we got 4 cards that interact with stance swapping. And we have Scry, so we can put this in the discard pile on purpose. I like a Flurry of Blows here. Alright. Only getting attacked for 6, and... ooh, this is a good turn. If we Fear No Evil, Eruption, we could play all of these cards. And knock this thing down. Because we just have to hit it with 3 attacks. So if we target it with 3 of these, we can knock it down, deal a bunch of damage to these, and shuffle or Reach Heaven. It's pretty easy to leave Wrath later because we have 2 more cards that do it in our deck. I like that. So let's enter Calm. Let's swivel. There's no real reason to swivel, I guess, but there's no real reason not to. We could also just Reach Heaven Conclude and skip going into Wrath. So that deals more damage to everything. But we're trying to block until we can play Wish, and these things are going to die to Bronze Scales anyway. So actually, you know what? We don't want to knock this thing down. We want it to attack and take all that damage from Bronze Scales, so let's hit this one. Yeah, I think that's better than what I was going to do. So this thing's dead. So Nirvana, Third Eye, and Vigilance blocks for 11, 19. That's a lot. If we scry, we can see if we want to Gambler's Brew. I would take a Sash Whip. Okay, if I take a follow-up, I could go... So I could just knock one of them down this turn and take a little bit of damage. I think that's good here. We'll get rid of these 2 and take the Sash Whip. So... this one's just going to die. We got good odds of getting Wish next turn, so we're fine with it dying, so we'll get working on this one. Knock it to the earth. And this thing will deal 1 damage to us, and a lot more damage to itself. We just want to play Wish, and then kill it with 3 violence. I haven't even explained what Alpha, Beta, Omega does yet. Maybe I never will. We just haven't gotten to a fight where we need to play it. Okay, it's another 16 gold. I like card draw here. I really like card draw. We have a bunch of energy, and we are very often in calm. So, and it's upgraded. Okay, we have 356 gold. Effectively, thanks to membership cards. I like a wheel kick. I like a mental fortress. MusicalConman is okay. Strange spoon. What does strange spoon work on here? What do we have that exhausts? So, our things that exhaust are wish. That's good to get again. Alpha. That's not great to get again. Smite. That's not great to get again. And then a bunch of insights, which are great to get again. The main thing we would take it for would be so we could play Wish multiple times and get infinite money, and that's kind of a fun dream. Removing a card is good. Mental Fortress is very good. If we removed a card, what would we remove? We could remove an Alpha. I kind of want to remove a Battle Hymn. I don't feel like Battle Hymn is doing that much for us. I like both of these Perseverances, but I could get rid of one of them. I think Wheel Kick is good. I think Mental Fortress is good. We could get Strange Spoon, card remove, and one of these. But then we don't have Wheel Kick. We're not changing stances that often. I think we get rid of a Battle Hymn. Even if Master Reality makes it better, I don't think we need Battle Hymn to deal damage when we have Reach Heaven. Like this, don't get me wrong, this adds a bunch of great cards into our hand, but it's also really bad if we take Strange Spoon, and I'd like to take Strange Spoon because it's good with Wish, it's good with Reach Heaven, it's good with Study, and it's not great with Alpha, but it's really bad with Battle Hymn because it just fills our deck with, basically, Strike. So let's do that. Sorry, Wheel Kick. I want to try something here. Bye, Battle Hymn. We could take a Consecrate, but we don't have card draw very much. On to the next fight. Alright, I think this time we are gonna Master Reality and Alpha, so that's exciting. So, shuffle a Beta into your draw pile. And we'll get working on this front one. So we are going to take 23, which is a little unfortunate, since we can't heal very well. I don't think we want to end our turn in Wrath. If we don't want to end our turn in Wrath, then we shouldn't maybe start it that way. If we gain 8 block and then enter Calm, it's good. Because entering Calm will block for 4. We could also just gain some plated armor and block for 4. That blocks for less than Swivel. Oh, we got Flurry of Blows. Right. Shuffle an Omega into our draw pile, and we'll see what that does when we get to it. So let's take 2. Alright, I don't have to click End Turn. I played Conclude. Alright, get one of those in our draw pile. So now the real question is, are we going to be able to play Wish? Alright, so if we play this, we pretty much just win the fight. Then the question is, can we... So we don't take any more damage if we play this. I mean, we take 2 right now. I think this is good to do. Or we could just through Violence that and Perseverance. I really want to play Omega Plus. So Omega Plus, it's a power. At the end of your turn, deals 60 damage to all enemies, every turn. It's pretty good. Okay, Strange Spoon activated, so that through Violence went back into our discard, which is good. But I want to wish. And I can't wish if they are all dead. These draw a bunch of cards, which let us wish, and it's not attacking. Now we can wish. Wish did not exhaust, so we're just gonna wait. And keep a wallet. Until Wish is gone, we're just gonna keep playing it and getting as much money as we can. That's our game plan. That did not exhaust. Stuff has to exhaust eventually for me to be able to get new cards. Okay. So our deck is kind of full of things that didn't exhaust, but we can just keep drawing them. It's not attacking this turn. We can't play Wish if we draw it this turn, so let's not draw any more cards. Is not attacking this turn. Yikes. Okay, Wish time. Get 25 gold. It did exhaust. It's not in our deck, it is in our exhaust pile. Okay, so we could kill it this turn, but there's only one way we gotta kill it, right? We gotta do it. We owe it. To others and to ourselves. We'll get that out of our hand, I guess. It's coming. It's coming soon. It is Omega. Boom. Well, that was fun. Cut Through Fate is scry, and it draws cards. Our hand is filling up pretty fast with insights in these long fights. We could take Just Lucky. Insight is giving us so much card draw. Yeah, did I say we don't have much card draw earlier? Wow, we have a lot of card draw. As soon as we play Study. Just Lucky might actually work, because it just scries a little bit. It's mostly just a way to scry a little bit. On the other hand, Cut Through Fate is good, because it draw a card. We could get Jaxed. We could lose HP to gain strength. But since we can't heal at Coffee Dripper, at rest sites, and we don't have any other way to gain health, I'm a little worried about that. We could transform 2 cards. We've already transformed a lot of cards, and most of our cards are pretty okay, so that gets kind of worse. Or we could get a relic. Extra strength on turn 1. Not too bad. If we get an artifact potion, we can use that to keep 3 strength for the rest of the fight. I like a Master Reality. We could Eruption, Follow Up, end our turn in Wrath, and we've got a lot of ways. When did we get an extra Conclude? Must have been from the Pandora's box. Well, in that case, we probably just need to block, and we'll do pretty well. So we don't need to end our turn in Wrath. We'll be able to kill these things with Concludes. You know what? I should not have played this yet. I'm going to get that thing a little low. It'll get down to 2 health, so it will block some. So I wasted an energy. I could have had my next attack be free. I would like to play Wish, but I don't think it's prudent to do so quite yet. That is a big attack. That is a very big attack. Why do you have 7 strength? What's wrong with you? So we're being attacked for 39 plus 12, so that is 51. We can get rid of that, so then we're being attacked for 39, and we'll block as much as we can. Could be a good turn for an Ambrosia Potion to get a bunch of energy. And draw some cards. No, that doesn't draw any cards. Well, we can draw a card with that, though. So how much damage would it take to kill that this turn? It's at 151. So if we go into Calm here, Fear No Evil is 6, and Flurry Blows is 4, so that's 10. Then we draw a bunch of cards. Then we go into Ambrosia. And we can play these, so that's 30. Okay, we'll just count first. So 17, 21, and conclude is another. No, wait, but we're weak. Yikes. So even after we triple it, I don't think we're going to kill it this turn, but it might help us block. Let's get rid of these and just look for some block cards. That's a better conclude. But we're still taking a lot of damage. Sash Whip is good here, though. Alright, let's Flurry of Blows and Enter Divinity. So that's a bunch of damage. This will deal 36 to all, so if we play that last, we are more than set. So now it's just how much can we block? We're only being attacked for 27 now, so we could Persevere. Wish, Foresight, and Conclude. I think we're wishing for Plated Armor here. As much as I would like to get money, I also want to live. We could also get rid of these three and try and draw block cards, but none of these are that front-loaded. Wallop would be incredible. But I think I'm okay with the amount of damage we're taking here. And let's conclude that turn. So we take 7. Alright. Now we can play some powers, and it's a much chiller fight than it was before. Do we want to be in calm, or do we want to just deal 12 damage? I think we want to just deal 12 damage. Oh, let's see. Did Wish exhaust? Wish did not exhaust, so if we're feeling really strong, and we get a chance to, I guess, just delay the fight, could do that. Can we kill that one? 7, 15, 19? Probably not. No, wait, yeah. It does to Thorns if we do that, and I think we can block its damage. Conclude also helps. So now we can do that. We can... Whoops. I can't count. So we could study and conclude. We really want to kill this one before it gets blocked unbuffed, but I really want to play a study so we don't lose. But I really want to play conclude so we don't lose. Tough choices. Alright, don't attack, just summon. Thank you for just summoning. We have a Master Reality, so a Reach Heaven is pretty good. So Swivel, Inner Peace, works for me. Let's get this thing a little lower. So now as long as we draw the Reach Heaven, we can totally murder it. Sorry, we drew the Through Violence, not the Reach Heaven. I mean, I would love to wish again. I could use a potion to wish again. I do not think... That's 51 damage. There's no conceivable way I can block for that much, right? 18 and 30. I can block for 30. That is not 51. I can block for 35. That is still not 51. And I still cannot rest. So, sorry, Wish. You did not come true. I mean, you did. You gave us Plated Armor. Okay, Letter Opener. 5 damage to all enemies when we play skills. We play a lot of skills. We could get a Battle Hymn back, but I think we just removed one of those. We could get a Judgment, which would be nice in the fight we just won, but how often is it good in a fight we have coming up? We get a Halt, which is good if we're drawing a bunch of cards. And it's good if we have a bunch of Dexterity, but it's not really good early on. It's good with Letter Opener. But we're not in Wrath very much. We only have one card that enters Wrath. Let's skip. The other thing is, since we've transformed all our cards with Pandora's Box, now we don't have a bunch of Strikes and Defense. So the worst card in our deck is a lot better now. We can enter and leave Calm pretty effectively here. So we could enter Calm, draw cards, gain energy, and leave Calm, then enter Calm again. Or we could do that same thing, but instead of drawing cards that we don't plan to play, we could just Alpha. So we're being attacked for 18 right now. So we could block for 8. We'd like to block for more than 8. Let's draw some cards. So Cut Through Fate Sash Whip blocks for 6, but Vigilance blocks for 8. You know what, we could have done... We didn't have to play the card we played. I think Eruption Vigilance, it just does damage and it blocks for us. I think it's still the best option we have. We're gonna keep working on trying to destroy that little baby. So this thing is dead. This thing is gonna hit us pretty hard. Okay, it does not murder us right now though. We can only play one Conclude. So let's shuffle, then we need some block next turn probably. Foresight is good though, because it's going to put a bunch of statuses in our deck, and we have a Perseverance already. Okay, so 2 of these will full block at some cost. So whenever we play a non-attack, we will get a Daze in our draw pile, but if we get some Scry and some free block, that gets a lot less bad. So we always do this. Nirvana and Foresight. I wish we'd bought that Tori Ornithopter so that we could heal now. The thing we got was cool, but like, oof, I'm scared. Nirvana and Foresight just seem like good choices here. We get a little Scry, we get a little block. Okay, we could Study and Wallop, so I'm okay getting a Dazed here. This blocks a bunch. So every Insight draws 2 cards, but it also shuffles 1 Daze. But it's still better than not playing it, right? We'll save this to try and kill it in Wrath. Okay, it's not attacking us. Let's chill. Okay, let's draw some cards. If we don't want to shuffle a Beta and also a Daze, so let's just discount our next attack. At the cost of 1 Daze. Okay, we're being attacked for a bunch. Can we kill it? 16. But we're weak, so 6, 12, 27, and another 9 is 36, so this does not kill, but we want the weak. Maybe we don't want the Conclude. Ooh, we got a Wallop. Okay, so we just kill it anyway. We could take 5 damage to try and play Wish, but we could also just keep our very limited health. Speed Potion, good for blocking when we need it. Empty Body is really nice. We need a way to exit Calm, because we're getting into Calm really easily. Third Eye is also good, but I think we need a way to leave Calm. I don't really want to fight a ton of elites now, because our health is at 18. We could go this way. That's a lot of hallway fights, though, if we keep losing health. We would like to go to that shop, though. And we would like an upgrade. I think we're still upgrading Wish. It's just... the plated armor and strength are also good, even if we're not going for gold. So do we try and get this elite in exchange for getting this shop, or do we just play it safe and not do either? I want to take a risk. Pin the big attacks sometimes. Okay, Spooky Fight. Not attacking us. We could enter Wrath and just try to kill it real quick. We do have a lot of strength this turn. We could Master Reality and Reach Heaven, but then we don't get to Eruption and Reach Heaven. So if we do this turn, this is 7 plus 12 is 19, plus 14 is 33, plus 26 is 59, minus 3 plus 4, plus 5 plus 6, 3, 4, 5. So 59 minus 12. So we do like 45 damage to it. And then we have a bunch of big damage in our deck. And we have a Gambler's Brew if we don't draw it. I think we just do a bunch of damage. Especially because we got this mutagenic strength, making our turn 1 damage very strong. So it's at 32. We can't be made frail. Include is good here. If we became calm, we would block a bunch, but we just want to kill it. And this will do the trick. Alright. No time for wishing when your health's so low. Vault is really good. And with Strange Spoon, we could potentially get more vaults. Third Eye Plus is also incredible, though. I mean, we just need defense, and it also does Scry, which is really good with our Nirvana Plus. But I think a Vault is just too good to turn down with 4 energy and Strange Spoon. Okay. Play our powers. And do we want our next attack to be 0, or do we want to be on calm? We can also deal 11 damage. So I think that's... I mean, our next attack being 0 is kind of like our next attack already having been played. Pinhead gets to 8. Okay. We could do a lot of stance swapping, and Mental Fortress will block for a bunch. So 9 plus 16 will not quite kill that. Ah, but 9 plus 32 will. So let's go here, and then Pin Nib to blast that into next week. Or possibly last week, it's hard to tell. We don't actually want to swap stances here, do we? Do we want to conclude? I think we might. The others aren't very good here. Alright, let's move on. We are keeping this Perseverance. We've got 2 of them. But yikes, it is going to hit me pretty good here, huh? This might be a good speed potion, just save some health that we have very little of. Do a little damage from playing skills, and conclude. Alright, it attacks for 11 this turn. Wish is our best block option, unfortunately. What do we draw that lets us play Wish for anything other than block? Nothing, right? So we wish for Plated Armor and Foresight? Or we scrawl and look for, what, Vault? Sorry, Gambler's Brew. Let's just get some Plated Armor. Wish did get shuffled. And we'll just take a Foresight. So we'll take 3. Wallop would be great if we could get through its block, but I don't think that we can. What's in our draw pile? Study, Cut Through Fate, Vigilance. We need more block than that. We could Vault, though. We kind of want Vigilance shuffled into our draw pile again, right? No, I don't think we do. So if we hold it in our hand, we don't draw it again later. We don't want to draw Study again later. We might want to draw Vigilance again later. No, we don't really. Let's just keep these. So we'll do a Cut Through Fate. Draw a card that isn't out of this list. It's an Inner Peace. So we're currently blocked for 15, so we could just Vigilance, but I think we Vault here. Master Reality and Beta would be cute as a way to kill it, but I'd like to just keep blocking. This is good. So we block for 22, we hold Perseverance. We get a Third Eye. It's only attacking for 11 this turn, so that will completely block. So we could keep a conclude, or if we draw a wish, we will play it. Hey, 30 gold. It did not spoon, so we will... Oh wait, we're already fully blocked, aren't we? Thanks to our plated armor. So let's just conclude. Now we can kill the enemy whenever we want to, hopefully. So it has 29 health, so 15, 27. Close, but no cigar. But we got a lot of block here. Alright, 7 and... Let's get Pin Nib up to 9. There we go. Another Thorns option. I'll take a third eye, even if it's not upgraded, it's still pretty good. We got rid of all our defense, and we're having trouble with defense early on in a fight. Alright, give me something good. Bonuses when you rest. Doesn't help me. None of these potions help me heal. A block potion helps me live. I want that. Strength potion. We're fighting Collector, so strength potion can be pretty good. I really like water. We're in calm a lot of the time. What would I remove here? Maybe a follow-up? It's probably a follow-up. Follow-up is doing the least for us. Swivel isn't great. Sash Whip has some purpose. We could take an Empty Fist. That's often a better follow-up because it leaves calm. This helps us in elite fights. When we're about to go into one of those, we cannot take both of these, but we could take this and card remove. This is card draw. We are managing to draw all the cards we can play at this point, so I don't think we need it. Let's take a Sling of Courage, and this is completely useless, so let's remove a follow-up. I think we have, with 2 concludes and a Cut Through Fate, our need for just like cheap stuff to kill enemies quickly, plus 2 Fear No Evils. We don't need a follow-up. Alright, let's try and... Oof, Book of Stabbing. Tough fight. Okay. We're probably going to use our Liquid Bronze, because it's good in this fight. I like a third eye. So we can Mental Fortress, Empty Body, Third Eye, and that's good. Let's go ahead and use our Liquid Bronze. It's going to be really useful for killing this enemy. We don't need to conclude. Vigilance like water is beautiful. We're largely going to kill this thing with Thorns and maybe play some attacks once we get our defense set up. We could Vault. But Vigilance, like water, and Perseverance. So that's 7, 15, and 20. So we take 1. No, we also have a Mental Fortress, so this fully blocks. So let's Flurry of Blows, Vigilance, Flurry of Blows, like water. So we're actually already blocked for 21. Right? No, that's not how math works. We're not about to change stances again. We're blocked for 17, so let's play a Perseverance. Deal another 18 damage. Wallop, I like. We're being attacked for 24. We currently have 5 block. We could use a block potion so that we're able to wish. We always want to wallop, right? So we're currently blocked for 19. So I think Perseverance is useful here. And we could Inner Peace, try and draw another block card. Or we could Nirvana and Perseverance. Our block next turn, we have Sash Whip, we have Third Eye, and that's about it. Oof. Next turn could be rough. We're going to see what we get. But if we draw our cards and we get bad cards, that's great. But if we draw our cards and we get the only cards we really needed next turn, it's no good. We have a Gambler's Brew, so next turn is actually pretty safe. Let's full block. Deal another 6 damage. It attacks for 7 times 4. Okay. We did not get a Fear No Evil with our Eruption, so that's very unfortunate. We're being attacked for 28. We could discard one card to draw Fear No Evil, and that lets us stance swap twice, and I think that's pretty good here. Or we could discard 2 cards to draw Fear No Evil and Through Violence, so then this would be 3 energy, and we'd have 5. So we could play Eruption, Fear No Evil, Through Violence, but we couldn't also play Sash Whip, so I think it's better to just discard 1. Alright, Flurry of Blows is good. Oh, I guess we can just almost... We could have killed it if we did that. I guess I'm playing a little safe here. But we are fully blocked. And it is dead. So, we have made it through a tough elite without taking any extra damage. Sling of Courage, I think, did help there. We had a vulnerable potion, and we can upgrade 2 attacks, but let's see what we get here first. Another Wallop is nice. Mental Fortress is great if we can survive long enough to play it. I think we're beyond the point of Wallop. Let's try and take another Mental Fortress and upgrade Fear No Evil, Eruption. Decent upgrades. Since we can't heal very much, like, max HP isn't that useful over the course of an act, 5 Apparition is very, 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 very good. And losing 36 max HP is not that bad since we're not resting here, so, click Accept. Upgrade. We're doing a lot better now. So let's upgrade one of our powers. Now, also Strange Spoon Apparitions is incredible. Because now this is 5 apparitions, but on average it's 7.5 apparitions. I'm just saying. Let's upgrade a power. Let's upgrade a good defensive power. We spend more time in Calm, and we don't leave Calm very often, so let's upgrade Like Water. Okay, feeling a lot better with that event. Apparition, Apparition, Mental Fortress, or Mental Fortress Vault. Either of these gives us basically a free turn next turn. So this... Cards which exhaust when played, I don't think that applies to Ethereal, because we're not playing it, so if we want to get a chance at Strange Spooning, let's find out. Okay, we get that again. We don't get that again. Pretty good. Alright, free turn. This might be a good turn to wish for something good. Or we could Swivel, Reach Heaven, Scry, and enter Calm. Entering Calm does fully block for us. Bunch of Strength, bunch of Plated Armor is good. I think we might be able to play this for gold later in the fight, but I don't want to do it now because we might need to play it for defense. So let's play a good defensive power. Do a little damage here. This only does 10? Huh. Oh, upgraded does 15. I can't remember anything anymore. Alright, so if we get a Pensive on that, it's going to be great. Master Reality Alpha is actually going to be pretty good here. So if we get an Omega Plus, we never have to worry about these ever again, as long as we can block them this turn. I'm fine with dealing some damage, leaving Wrath, and taking out one of them. We won't have to deal with them much longer after we play the Omega, but we have to deal with them until then. We could kill this one with Sash Whip Conclude, and I think we should do that. Or Wallet Conclude. Are we ever going to get through the block of that one? Not much, right? So it doesn't super matter. I played that run. Could have done a little more damage to that, but I think it's fine. Once we get the Omega in play, our defense does itself. Okay, we got another Apparition. Next turn we have lots of Apparitions, so it's good. Did not Strange Spoon. Did not Strange Spoon. Our Foresight and Entering Calm will block for us, so we want to do that. Stack our Pin Nib up a little more. Take another Apparition, take another Power, take another block card. I like it. We do not Omega this turn, which I'm fine with, because we can... Apparition. Does not Spoon. Let's just... We're already fully blocked, so let's just play Powers. Let's see, how many Apparitions have spooned? Just the one, right? Not as good as we'd hope, but still pretty good. Next turn, it is blocking. So we just want to play Like Water and Omega. So that's what we're going to do. So now we get more block, and now we have solved our damage problem for the rest of the fight. So we just need to survive a few more turns. Yeah, I'll take an Insight. We have an Apparition. So now, really, we're pretty safe. It does Spoon. We would actually love to Wish here. We'll put another Through Violence in our pile. And we'll just Flurry of Blows, get a big Conclude. Nah, we'll save that. Pin Nib for a... You know what, we can just do that now. It's gonna die pretty soon. Okay, so we can Wish. We could Vault. Get us some money. Did not Spoon, so we can just end the fight whenever we're ready. You know what, we could have just saved Pin Nib. But we can stack it up again here. Alright, that's the fight. Thank you, Omega Plus. We get some money, and we survive. Miracles are nice, but another Vault is pretty hard to argue with. That's good block, but we got good block. And Vault lets us get our powers into play. Extra energy during boss and elite combats, or extra energy but enemies get 1 strength. I talked about this in the last run. If enemies getting strength is not nearly as big a problem if you're blocking with intangible. And Black Star is... I mean, it enables elite hunting with Sling of Courage, but we just want to live. And 5 energy is also going to be great with Vault, because then we can play multiple other things and Vault. And we got 2 Vaults. Alright, we got shops and elites and shops again. We don't actually have that much money. Hallway fights are really good to get a bunch of money if we can survive. There's a shop here and then 2 elites. We like that. Campfire. Campfire, elite, some events, and some hallway fights. Seems pretty good. We could also go shop, elite, campfire, shop, elite, elite, shop. So that's 3 shops. That's a lot of shops. If we go this hallway fight path, we could choose to go left or right. And these hallway fights could get us a lot of money if we can get really good defense set up. Apparitions really improve. Like, we were having some trouble last act, but apparitions have hugely improved our ability to just stall out the fight until we get our powers in play. Only if we draw the good stuff, though. So we're being attacked for 24 and 38, which you may notice is more than our max health. We can block for 14. We can block for 28. Sorry, 26. Can we kill one? That's 26, which does not kill any of them. If it's vulnerable, it does. So it's 15 plus 24. So 39. So we can kill that one. And then we're taking 24. We could block 7. No, we could block 14. And even block the rest with that if we want. Rough first turn. So that will kill, but we have to play that last. So let's see what we got coming up here. I want to get my defense set up, and none of these do that. Fear No Evils would be great if we were playing our mental fortresses, but we're not. So do I want to use this to block 6? I think the answer is no. I want to use it to block 12 at a time when it will actually block 12. Okay, that sucks. Yikes. Well, we gain 16 block, I guess. Ouch. That's the thing about a deck full of powers. Sometimes you need to do stuff. I mean, we have vaults and we have apparitions, so like, look at the rest of our deck. It's 3 apparitions and a vault and 12 cards. 1/3 of the upcoming cards are good, and we just haven't been drawing the cards we want to draw. It's not fair, Mom. Did Wish? Okay, Wish did spoon. So if we can get some good blocks set up, we can really get things going for ourselves. Cool. We don't want to vault if we're playing apparitions. Let's get some energy to play our powers and stuff. Alright. Now we're in much better shape. Thorns will not kill these things because they'll keep coming back. We don't need an apparition if we play a vault. We're going to be intangible next turn though, so maybe we don't need either of these. Maybe we just don't want to draw other cards. So we could kill them this turn, but I want to play Wish again. And our defense is strong. So ideally we'll just try and keep one of them alive. Alright, another defensive card. They are not attacking. So I guess I didn't need to keep a third eye either, but Wish for money. We get Spoon, so we can keep wishing for money. So if we can keep doing this, it's going to really incentivize us to go the 3-shot path. If we can keep getting money at such absurd rates. Knock that one out? I think that seems reasonable. If we can just only have 2 of them alive at once, max. We do kind of want to just scry away the cards that aren't killing them. I mean, sorry, that aren't Wish. We don't want to kill them yet. You know, it draws a bunch of cards. We're just trying to get rid of our deck here. Let's see if we can spoon that. Defensive cards are good. And we'll chill. Alright, we are getting attacked for a bunch. So we will Mental Fortress. We will get a bunch of block by leaving our stance. Okay, so we are fully blocked, so let's just study, I think. Kill one. Eh. We're fully blocked. Thanks to Plated Armor. From the first time we played Wish. Master Reality helps us draw cards faster. We don't want an apparition right now. Okay. Would have been nice to intercalm there, I guess. Oh well. We're in pretty good shape here. We have a Through Violence, so if one of them is causing a lot of trouble, we can just blast it. We have a Vault. Alright, let's draw a bunch of cards. It's a decent apparition, we can just draw cards and not care. We need to be careful we don't kill. We'll get rid of non-Wish. We can't play Wish this turn. Let's take an extra turn. That helps us get there faster. It scries a bunch. Okay, that's a Wish. Alright. Let's see if we get to play it a third time. No spin, so it is time to finish the fight. Pin nib at 8 works for me. Alright, so we got a lot of money that fight. We get a potion. Battle him, no. Sash Whip, another Sash Whip, maybe? Applying Weak is good. We're going to all these shops. We could take this and then later remove the other Sash Whip since we're going to have so much money. And I don't think we have too many other cards we want to remove. On the other hand, we kind of want to remove things that aren't apparitions or really good powers or vault. Too weak helps against the extra strength. It helps against Time Eater. It helps against the heart. But I think we can make do without it. Let's go to hallway fights because they give us a bunch of money if we're lucky. Alright, this fight is going to be a lot harder to stall. Whoops, bumped my keyboard, almost played a card. This fight is harder to stall because it just keeps gaining strength, but if we have apparitions and vaults, we could hypothetically play Wish twice. Let's get some block here. I'm going to save those apparitions for the next time through the deck. Or are we just going to play them so that we can get powers going? We'd play one this turn. Cut Through Fate, Wallop, Apparition uses up the rest of our energy. But we don't need it. Oh, I've got a little knockaroony. Just a moment. Gonna pause the recording. And we're back. Wait for a little longer than I expected. I guess when we go back to the map screen, we'll see. You'll probably see the difference between the current in-game timer on the run and the video time. But it's all good. I had a lovely dinner. Thank you for asking. And what do I want to do next turn? Am I drawing a card right now? No, I'm just scrying. I'll just play an apparition. I don't need to wallop. Play a couple of these. Do a big ol' conclude, which will make some good progress towards ending the fight, but gives us time to do some wishing later, hopefully. Alright. Spooned. Not spooned. And that's good enough. We like to be uncalm. Okay, we get a wish. Money. Not spooned, so we're just trying to win the fight whenever we're ready. We don't want to take 1 damage, so let's play like water, and we'll hold our perseverance. And now we just have to destroy it. It would be nice if we got pin nib to a good number. I'll draw some cards. Spoon? Spoon. Play some powers. Why not? Alright, the fight is pretty much won. So we just need to play, we get to play one more attack, and that is that. Empty Body's good, sometimes. We don't have any card draw except our study. And then we have a zillion card draw, which is kind of tricky, because we want consistent card draw, but like, you know, a bunch of small card draws, but we either have no card draw or every card ever made. Do I want another Empty Body as just a decent block card? Empty Body is not an apparition or a vault, I think is the main issue with it. Cool. Apparition, study, like water. We don't want to change this thing's intent. We don't want to attack it and turn it into the one that gives us a curse, so we will not play our attack. We got some good power active. We did get a spoon on that apparition, and I'm going to continue to wait on the attacks until we can have the option of playing multiple per turn. Alright, this will make our study better. Couple of those. One of those. This just stacks Pinbib. This would actually do damage, and I'm not sure if we want that. So we're just going to continue to wait, continue to get a lot of powers in play. This is a good time to wish for money. No spoon. So we could do an alpha, which helps us do a lot of damage, or we could do a mental fortress. I like an alpha. And then let's scry, see if we can get it. We are not currently in calm, so we don't really need an eruption for energy. So we'll get that next turn. Alright, now it's doing the curse. So we could vault, or we could just apparition. Let's draw some cards. Okay, give me one of those. I think what I'll do is I will get its block a little lower and take another turn. Next turn I can probably play Omega? No? Alright, so now I can keep fish around for the attack I like. That attack is okay. Let's draw that Omega, get it in play. And we'll go ahead and fully block here. No cards in our deck, so we don't scry anything. And now our Pinbib is at 8. Our wish is exhausted, so I think we just wait until it dies. We could kill it this turn. Let's draw some cards, see if we get an apparition. Ooh, Vault. Vault wins us the fight. So let's do that. Do we want Pinbib at 8 or 9? Let's get it at 9. Omega plus Vault is a pretty good damage engine. For example. Ooh, so card draw when we enter Wrath, but we only have one way to enter Wrath. We could take a third Perseverance, this one upgraded, but that's a lot of cards to hold in your hand without any immediate benefit. And we don't need Bowling Bash, so I think we skip here. Okay, Madness Event. It's not great. I think maybe we just... We have 5 energy. Madness... I don't think Madness is good here. Most of our cards that we really want to reduce the energy cost of are like things like Wish or Omega or Vault, which is to say cards that usually exhaust. So reducing them in this combat is just not good. We could get a Curse and heal 9 HP, but I just don't think that's worth it. So we lose 2 max HP, like you usually do at that event. We have a bunch of money, so it's shopping time. Ooh, every 6 turns gain 1 intangible. I'm into that. Just, if we're relying on intangible as a fundamental strategy, getting it 16% of the time for free, plus we can predict when it's coming, that's great. That's pretty hard to say no to. I really like a Talk to the Hand, but our deck doesn't actually play a lot of attacks. Talk to the Hand would add the Like Water and Mental Fortress to the just large list of ways we block a little bit, eventually kinda. Blasphemy is good with intangible, I think. Because Blasphemy, when it says die next turn, what it actually does is at the start of your next turn you take 9,999 damage. But if you're intangible, you just take 1. So Incense Burner I think we like. I like a Divinity. It's a great way to get some energy, deal a bunch of damage when we need to. Remove, and of course we're going to 2 more shops this act, probably. We'll get 1 more fight before this one. What would we remove? We could remove a Sash Whip. That hasn't done much for us in a while. Our deck, it seems like our deck is actually mostly just defense, and then Alpha, Beta, Omega is our main damage source, which is pretty unusual, but I'm here for it. Darkstone Periapt I'm not interested in. Orrery could get us a lot of cards that aren't apparitions, which seems bad. So it's just Blasphemy, card remove, talk to the hand, or save our money. I don't think we need a Foresight. We already have a lot of Scry. And a second Foresight does not give us more Nirvana block. Let's try this. I've never done Blasphemy with Intangible before, and I want to test and make sure it works the right way. I don't think we have ever had Sash Whip really successfully do much for us. Let's get it out of there. Get a nice thin deck. I mean, 34 cards. Very slender. That's a lot of block. Which we don't need, but it's a lot of damage. Or we could just Master Reality and Vault. One thing I'm curious about. Strange Spoon discards the card. Does it discard it instead of exhausting it, or does it exhaust and then discard a copy? Master Reality will let me test if that's true. But I could also just Vault. But Master Reality is good for Insight, and that's it. Pretty much. I don't think 34 damage matters that much in our deck. We usually just become invincible. And Master Reality is going to be great for our Alpha, Beta, Omega. That's why we like it. Reduces the energy cost of Beta and makes Omega stronger. Foresight is good. Mental Fortress is good. This could Strange Spoon if we do it. We could do this for 22 damage and enter Wrath, and with Scry, we're probably going to get an Apparition next turn. Okay, cool. We spooned that. We might as well do that. I think we're fine. So we could get attacked for 90 here. 92, sorry. Scry and draw a card is good for getting apparitions. Scry is good for getting apparitions. Both of those are worth more than one card draw, I think. No, I wanted to draw those. I clicked to discard them. What am I doing? Uh-oh. Yikes. Yikes. Wow. That's the weirdest little mistake I've made in some time. Well, we can leave Wrath, so then it's attacking for 46. We can block for 14 and 26 of that, so we don't die, but yikes, I messed up. What am I doing? Is there a power that saves us here? Powers could give us some block. This would be nice if I had kept those other cards. Yeesh. Alright, let's study and block as much as we can, and block as much as we can, and wow. Takes 16. That is a huge mistake, so don't discard this. Discard this, because we don't care about it, but keep those. Yikes, I clicked them because I wanted them so much. Okay, let's get intangible for a while. Okay, so we're going to have to do the rest of this act with 10 health, probably. This seems like 3 good cards to play. Especially if it's not attacking. First of all, let's see how this looks. No spoon. So we are just trying to end the fight. Another intangible seems a lot better than 7 block at the end of each turn. Instance Burner has given us another intangible. We're not going to play Blasphemy this turn, are we? We might. Okay, we play Omega. I kind of want to test if this works with intangible. If we die, we die. Oh no, hey, it exhausted and got shuffled back into our deck. Also, though, we can just do that. Can we get Pinnib up to a higher number? We could do another Omega. We could vault. We could vault and then that Seas of Blasphemy works. I'm into that. And then fill through violence, assuming we don't die to 9,999 damage. I'm willing to take 1 damage. Oh, whoops, I forgot about Omega. Okay, we just win sometimes. Vulnerable on turn 1. That's nice with mutagenic strength, but it doesn't really super work with our deck. Tranquility? Retain, intercalm, exhaust? We intercalm a lot already. What do we want to upgrade here? We could upgrade a Mental Fortress, we could upgrade a Foresight. I don't think we need to upgrade a Study. Usually cost is not an issue for us. Upgrading Alpha might be pretty good, actually. Getting on turn 1 every fight. I think we are kind of relying on Alpha to win fights. Ooh, healing that we need to live. We could take another Alpha, but I think we're good. Healing that we need to live? It only happens one more time that actually matters. So we're basically spending 72 gold for 15 health in the boss fight. I mean... But we live, though? Or what would we remove? If we removed, we would probably remove our unupgraded Conclude. It's not that good anymore. Does that help us more often? Than 15 health in the boss fight? I think it does. I think it's less likely that we die because we could block for almost but not quite enough. Ooh, bottling a power would be good with... what power? Nothing really in our deck, honestly. Also, we have to take the Sapphire Key. I mean, it would be good with Study if we wanted to super rely on Study. I mean, if we could bottle an Apparition, I would totally take Alpha and all that on turn 2. Okay, this fight is tricky to win with Alpha, Beta, Omega, but it's pretty easy to win with Apparitions. Let's get rid of things that aren't Apparitions. We'll enter Calm. As long as we can draw all our Apparitions, we can pretty much win this fight. Vault actually does not help us very much here. Wish is nice, though. But we can't play it this turn. Reach Heaven blocks a little bit. I guess we just wait. We don't want to vault, because that would waste our intangible. Here we do want to vault, because we will die. Sorry, Wish. I guess I should have played Mental Fortress. Alright, what do we got here? That's a good block. Not that it really matters when we're just going to Apparition anyway. But it's fun to play cards. Okay, now we're pretty much set. We'll do a Study. There's still a chance we could play a Wish before it dies if we get it next turn. Incense Burner has made us intangible, and hey, there we go. Give me the money. Give the intangible. And end my turn. Alright, that is the transient fight dealt with. Discover an attack that costs 0. It can be good, but we're against Time Eater, where playing a 0-cost card to play another 0-cost card uses up 2 stacks of our very important counter. I think we're still going to elite fights to get to that shot, even with 10 health. Alright, it does take a while to kill this thing with Alpha, Beta, Omega, but we're still playing it. Alright, 33 damage is not too bad. Just need to do that about 15 more times. If it would attack, I could do some stance changing here. Spin? No spin. Alright, I'd rather save the apparitions for later in the fight. Okay, here we go. Eruption. Flurry of blows. I could even blasphemy this turn, but we're not intangible, so we would just die. So that seems like a bad idea. Deal 27. Do we even want to leave Wrath here? We don't have any other ways to enter Column in the rest of our deck, so yeah, we should probably leave. Shame to use Pin Nib on a Flurry of Blows. I probably should have not done that. Okay, we'll get a Beta, and then we can, with Apparitions and Vaults, we ought to be able to stall to just kill it with Omega. So, especially with Scry to help us get what we need and not more. Alright, we want a Wish and an Apparition next turn. We do not want a Vault, because we can't play it with Wish. So we'll save that for the next run through our deck. I'll take it. I mean, Conclude is fine to play. Powers are better. Gimme the money. No spin. I think if we're ever not invincible against this thing, I don't know if 4 block is going to save us as often as 21 extra damage does. Insight is really going to help us draw those important cards. A Through Violence I think is good enough to keep. Third Eye is not. We're really trying to get Omega into play. Come on. We have to play 2 Apparitions. It's just not... We could draw the Omega and with Cut Through Fate and play it, but then we lose an Apparition. Then again, if waiting an extra turn to get our Omega into play probably hurts us more. We're also going to end with 0 cards in our draw pile, so we will get an Insight in it. We cannot afford to play Master Reality. We need to play Omega to kill this thing before it kills us. Incense Burner did help us get an extra intangible there. Yes, I would like to draw cards. Okay, Insight is going to help us get some big turns in with our stance swapping and its slow stacks, so let's go ahead and get started on that. We can finish with the Conclude, so this deals a bunch of damage. We can afford to play all of these. We can swap stances a bunch, so... we can afford to play all of these even if we Swivel first, and Swivel first will increase our damage somewhat. That 2 strength against elite enemies is really helping here. So we're going to leave Colin in order to deal a little more damage. Alright, that ends our turn. It is down to 84. We don't need another Omega. Blasphemy could be good, but I'm hoping we're intangible next turn, so we just win. So let's leave our Pin Nib at 9. We'll just play it safe and vault. We can Third Eye first, I suppose. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's dead. Alright. Take it away, Omega. 2 upgrades is pretty nice. Ooh, okay. So this is consistent. This makes our card draw more consistent. This is a decent front-loaded block that adds that also helps with some card draw. This is card draw, but it doesn't block. I kind of like a Scrawl, though. Scrawl really helps us get apparitions on a turn where we really need an apparition right now. Upgrade an apparition on a vault. That's awesome. Now if we get an apparition on a turn we don't want to play it, we can afford to do that. I like Nirvana Alpha Vault here. We could also just wall up Nirvana Alpha. But 19 damage is not that bad to block most of the time. And I'm kind of okay with it doing that. But I'm kind of okay with it doing it next turn too. We always do this. I mean, that's great. But I think just taking another turn is best. No spoon on that. We get an apparition and a perseverance and a wish, and I think that works for me. Still looking for money. No spoon. Sad, sad. No spoon. Is this thing on? We could block 1 damage, or deal 48, or play a power. Sadly, I think blocking 1 damage is the most relevant to us right now. Incense Burner has given us another one of those lovely things. So let's get some powers in play. Is there anything we want to play more than Study? Yes, 2 apparitions. Sorry, Study. It just wasn't your game. Another apparition. Mental Fortress. What do we want next turn? Yeah, that seems good. We don't need block if we got Mental Fortress stacks. I'm okay not holding that, because I think we're just going to try and kill it. Do a little more damage with that. Alright. Now we get a debuff that deals 10 damage at the end of our turn, but we're intangible, so it's actually 1. I'll play a beta this turn. Discard that. Beta, Empty Body, Vault, or Master Reality, Beta, Vault. We get an apparition, so I'm fine being in Wrath. And next turn we can definitely play Omega and be intangible, so that seems good. Okay, so the enemy is dead, so now we're going to just try and play a couple more attacks to get our pin nib stacked. Our enemy is dead and we are invincible as long as we can block for 1, which we can. Yikes, that's too much damage. Okay. 5, and we'll get it up to 6. Why not? Stance Potion. Enter Calm or Wrath can be pretty good. Protect could be decent, but Protect is worse than an Apparition. We could take another Through Violence, but I think Omega is our main thing. Our deck is... There are a lot of cards that make our deck worse, but our deck is pretty good a lot of the time. It's mostly just our health that is an issue. Play powers. See if there's anything we like here. Yeah, we like Vault. And then we can Eruption the next turn. So, sorry, Study. I'm gonna Alpha, Lake Water, and Vault. It's not attacking this turn, and I want it to keep doing that. Powers. We scry 3. We've got 5 apparitions, and a Vault, and a Scrawl in our deck. I think it's pretty safe to enter Wrath here to deal some damage. 54 damage is a lot of damage. We get our pin nib going. Alright. Put some burns in our deck. It's attacking for 92, but we get an apparition, so we don't care. I'm fine drawing some non-apparitions. And we'll get this. I'd like to leave Wrath, yeah. I don't really care about those. Well, if we're in Divinity, and we keep pin nib active, then instead of 10, this deals 30, but instead of 30, it deals 60, which is a lot. But it's not it doesn't make us intangible, does it? And if we're not going to be intangible, we can't afford to do Blasphemy. And if we don't Blasphemy, it's not really worth it to reach heaven. Let's keep our pin nib stack. It's not doing much good for us if we play it now. It's not attacking. Yeah, that's a pretty good Fear No Evil. Let's see if we can spoon anything. We have not wished yet. We want to beta, and we'd like to vault. And if we're going to do that, we don't want to draw Wish next turn, so let's keep a card that isn't Wish. But let's do leave Wrath and deal 5 extra damage, and deal 6 extra damage, and stack Pendant. Alright, 8 times 3. We still like these. Well, but we drew the Wish. Perseverance blocks for a lot. It's weird to actually block instead of becoming intangible. We could also just Apparition Wish. I think we're pretty safe. I don't think we need Omega to kill it. We're always going to Wish here. It did spoon. We want to hold these, and this is not going to come back either way. It did spoon, so it does come back. What I mean to say is, not playing it doesn't help us keep it. Enter Calm, draw cards, Apparitionate. Actually, we don't have the energy to draw a ton of cards. I'll just keep this coming. You know what? I shouldn't do that when we don't have the energy to play Wish, but it does get us a lot of apparitions. So now we're intangible for a while. Okay. We want to get our... Vault is really good here, actually, because we want to get our Incense Burner at a number bigger than 0, ideally. And Vault helps us stall a little longer. I don't see very many times where beta is better than just a regular attack. Let's scry. Okay, we get a Wish next turn. So let's go to the next turn. Might as well stack Pinnib another time. Okay, Wish. Eruption isn't relevant when it's invincible. Give me money. Okay, money and no spoon. I wonder how much money we've gained this run. And we'll play a study. With all these vaults, our perseverances are getting pretty good, even unupgraded. Alright, next turn. Our Incense Burner is at 1. We have 4 more intangibles, so I wonder if we want to just keep blocking for a while to get that Incense Burner a little higher. Considering how dangerous life is for us right now, and we're about to go into a boss fight, being intangible turn 1 just seems guaranteed, just seems helpful. So let's see if we can get this. Okay, when it's on an odd number, we can attack it. When it's on an even number, we cannot. We have 4 more turns of intangible, so we can just stall this out. Enter Vigilance and just in-turn with Like Water. We'll play attacks. Oh dang, it's going to take damage from Thorns, so we actually can't do it all the way out. Shouldn't have played that. Okay. Don't attack times 3. Awesome. Cool, so it'll go down to 2. The next turn it can only take 1 damage. If it attacks times 3, it finishes itself. But the higher we get the Incense Burner, the better. And since we're intangible for a long time, we're in good shape here. So we could kill it, but I don't see why we want to do that. Awesome, no attacks. And if we end our Incense Burner on 5, we will be intangible on the first turn of the next fight. We just have to deal any damage at all. Which we can do by just playing 3 skills also. Boop. Singing Bowl. That I wish we'd had that a while ago. Fire Potion, probably not good. Skill Potion, probably pretty good. So, Empty Body could be decent. Collect with Master Reality actually doesn't matter because it makes Miracle Pluses already. And we don't want Miracle Pluses to Strange Spoon and just enter our discard pile. I mean, it's a lot of energy, but we need to draw cards first. Ragnarok, I want max HP. Also, this lets us go from 9 to 11. Ooh, okay. Wow, stuff we really like. So this could help us gain strength to kill things faster than Omega does. That could be useful. That said, in the heart fight, we can wish for either plated armor or strength. Nirvana could be good. Goldeneye lets us scry a lot, and I respect that. Dolly's Mirror lets us get another Apparition Plus, or another Vault Plus, and I have a hard time saying no to either of those, even though I really want another Wish Plus. Apparition Plus is just one of the best cards that there is. I don't think there's ever a reality where we don't do this. It's even better than Vault Plus, I think. I have a hard time saying that, but it is. And we could take this and anything else. So then it's a matter of Goldeneye for extra scry, or Shuriken for extra damage. We already scry for a lot. But we don't scry that much. If we take this, it goes well with Nirvana. Do we need strength to beat the heart? This Thorns potion is going to help a lot with that. This Wrath potion could help us against the Act 4 elites. And I think this is going to help us get Intangible when we need it. I think it's more often that we die because we didn't get Intangible than we needed it, than it is that we die because we got late in the fight and just couldn't keep blocking. Especially with Strange Spoon Apparition. I think our main priority is to make sure we can get our apparitions. So, Campfire, we got a recall so that we can even fight the heart. Okay. Alpha. We're intangible for free, so we don't need to vault. Scry March. We want intangible next turn, so we can play another apparition, and then that frees us up to play Master Reality, Beta, Like-Water, Foresight. We'd also scrawl and play the Beta this turn, but we like those powers. Okay. That works for me. We deal 9 damage from Bronze Scales. Oh, that also is a good way to deal damage against the heart. Alright, it looks like we might take 3 this turn, which is fine. Get an Omega Plus, get a Like-Water. Foresight is incredible, but Apparition is better. So we take 3, which is unfortunate. It's a sad world where we could die from taking 1 at a time. Wish could get us plated armor to make that not an issue. Like-Water will as soon as we can enter Calm, though. We're not going to play 5 cards this turn. We do want to be intangible next turn. We want to block 1 damage, probably. So I don't think we wish this turn. I think we swivel, Mental Fortress, Apparition, did not spoon. One of them has, though. I really wish we had that Foresight, honestly. Foresight is very good, but we cannot afford to leave it at 11. At least we don't want to. So, let's enter Calm. Now we're blocked. And let's go ahead and take that up to 12. Alright. We do the things that we do. That draw reduction debuff does suck, but luckily we're pretty set here. I don't think either of those... One of them Strange Spooned, maybe? Alright, we get our Omega. So now it's a matter of drawing other good things. If we cut through Fate, what do we want to draw? We don't want to draw a Vault. We could draw an Apparition. It might be good to discard some other things here. What's the worst hand next turn? Nirvana, Study, Perseverance, Fear No Evil, Third Eye? Even that's not bad. Oh, we have Incense Burner. So let's just Take it easy, we are safe next turn. Let's get it through violence. And now that Omega is just going to start doing work, so we just need to block. We have one intangible, so we could vault, but we could also just save that. I kind of want to deal some damage, but we could also just end turn, keep it at 6, keep it from gaining more strength. Vault does deal 60 extra damage. That's a good reason to vault. This deals 6 extra damage. That's not a good reason to play an extra card. Oh, apparently intangible only goes away at the start of its turn? Can that be right? Vault does not take away intangible? Huge, if true. We might have to fully block some turns without intangible. Insights can be pretty bad in this fight, but I think they're still worth having. Alright, this turn it is below half health, so it is just going to heal up to full. We might as well go to 12 here. Blasphemy might be good with 3 violence if we have intangible. Scrawl lets us be intangible. Fear No Evil is an attack with Blasphemy, lets us go back. Okay, we can do a big turn next turn. And let's just take it up to 12, so it heals back up. Now, we are not intangible. We would like to be intangible. We got 2 apparitions and a vault in there. Okay, we got one. But we don't have one for next turn, so it's not safe to Blasphemy. We could Apparition, Cut Through Fate, and we can't quite Wish. We could draw an Eruption, though. Just deal a little damage. I like that. We don't have to Blasphemy for 3 violence to be good. Ooh, wait, we should Eruption and then 3 violence with Pin Nib. And actually, we can totally Wish here. I think it's safe to Wish for money. Did not spin. Alright, 120 damage is a lot of damage. Stack that up. And go back into Calm. Playing an extra card here is fine, because it's going to die to Omega, so we're just stacking Pin Nib. Alright, and that's the Time Eater fight with 1 damage, no potions. Pretty good. This is the Omega Spoon. It's just getting us more Omegas, more Apparitions. This is a wild run. We don't really do damage. We just kind of stay invincible forever and the damage happens. Alright, last upgrade. Scrawl upgrade could be good. Blasphemy upgrade lets us hold it. Could be good in the elite fight. Third Eye upgrade is less necessary with all that other stuff. Because we already scry for a zillion with Golden Eye. Not that it's not good to plan ahead. I think upgrading another apparition makes sense, although we're pretty much playing them whenever we draw them. Especially with Strange Spoon. We're just trying to be intangible most of the time. These Mental Fortresses have not been as good as they usually are. Maybe we do a cost upgrade? Study is a really nice power that we sometimes might not play. We are having energy issues. Maybe a Scrawl upgrade is good. Or just a Nirvana upgrade to really help us. Against the Heart, we don't want to play too many cards. With Beat of Death, this lets us play a little more cards by blocking for a little more at the start of each turn. I just don't think anything here is better than an Apparition upgrade. The Apparition upgrade is really good. Apotheosis would be incredible. We could trade one of our potions. We could take another Foresight. Last fight, we weren't able to play Foresight the first time we drew it. And I think we really do want to have Foresight in play. But these apparitions really help us get there. But this helps us get apparitions. It's a tough call. I'm gonna go for it. Let us really control our draws. Alright, Bag of Marbles is taking off those artifact charges. I don't think we care about the artifact charge in any way. Alpha, Apparition, and Wish for, I think, Plated Armor. That way we can pretty safely end turn. As long as they're intangible and we never get hit. Might be a good way to win against the heart, too. Okay, I gotta test this. I gotta make sure. We're at 2 intangible, right? What happens if we vault? We take another turn. Our intangible does not go away. That is so huge, and I really thought that it would. So, let's get some powers. Get that. We might as well get working on the shield. This was a mistake. We wanted to play Nirvana, not draw it. Also, I should have paid more attention to what I was scrying away. I think we just try and stay intangible forever, right? Or do we want to wait on that? We want to play beta. We want to play a like water. We don't... Okay, if we draw 4 cards, we spend 1 energy to draw them. Then we can play beta, so 3 energy, so we only need to play one other thing. We'd like it to be Foresight. So we want to draw Flurry of Blows so that we don't waste our like water. Omega Plus, that'll pretty much end the fight. Let's get our Pin Nib stacked up. We could also just conclude. You know what, I think Apparition... Foresight helps us get Apparitions when we need them. Helps us get Omega faster. Plus with Goldeneye it scries a bunch. Alright, we get a Vault, we get some powers. We could totally Vault and Omega, or we can just Vault like water and whatever else we get. Omega and Vault seems like just the best thing we could do. So if we Omega now, we're going to deal 120 damage. We're going to kill them with this at 4? That's pretty good, because the heart doesn't attack on turn 1, so that's actually the ideal number. So now we just have to deal 18 damage to this, ideally without messing up the Pin Nib too much. Oops, I should have done that. That's okay. Okay, they are both dead to Omega. Our Pin Nib is at 9, our Incense Burner is at 4, which is great because turn 1 intangibility against the heart is useless, and turn 2 is often crucial. Mercury Hourglass, a little more damage every turn, not exciting. Okay, we could take another Like Water or Max HP. I think another Like Water does help. More than Max HP does. Alright, big turn. Master Reality, Alpha, Vault. If we Vault, we get the intangible next turn, is that right? We don't actually want that. We're going to save the Vault. We want the Thorns. So we'll block, we will Master our own Reality, we will Alpha. Since we're going to be intangible next turn, I'm fine with it actually attacking, even if it makes us all these nasty debuffs. But it doesn't make us frail. It's attacking for 1 damage. I can handle that. I like a Wish. Or do I just want a Beta Foresight Apparition? I think Beta is pretty good. The Plated Armor is nice, but getting our Alpha, Beta, Omega active quickly does help in this fight sooner. I'm fine taking a few damage to play these. No spins, but that's fine. Okay, we take like 4 damage. Alright, now we have to block. We could also just Apparition into Fortress Vault. We only get to play one of them. Swivel is nice, but we want to block for more than that. Okay, we don't want to void. We do want to block. Changing stance is nice. We want to study. Okay, let's get a skill potion. Empty Mind is going to be better in our deck than Spirit Shield, I think. It's going to block through Mental Fortress. It's going to let us do some stance swapping with Fear No Evil. It's a Like Water in play. Get a study going. Get a big ol' Reach Heaven. And we could play another Apparition, or we could just... we maybe get it later. Normally, I would not play this if I wasn't sure I would need it. But as is, getting it back in our discard is just really good. But also getting it back in our drop... Let's scry. Okay, we get card draw. We get an Apparition, we get this. Yeah, we get powers and draw. I think that's good. So we're fully blocked. We'll deal 90 damage. We have 6 thorns times 15 attacks. So I think we're you know what, we do want to draw Omega. I'm fine holding these. We're not going to Apparition. Actually, we do want an Apparition because we don't know what's coming the following turn. I should have gotten rid of 3 violence, but we'll hold it. We gotta play Omega, right? I want to play Nirvana. It helps a lot. We don't have to play Third Eye. We can take 1 damage to play Nirvana, or we could play 1 damage to play an Apparition. Keep us safe next turn. I think that's just the wisest choice. If we can get another Like Water in play, the times 15 attack is no longer a danger when we're intangible. Flurry of Blows is not useful to us. We're just trying to get cool powers going. I like a Wallop, though. Like Water, Nirvana. We'll draw that next turn and we'll decide if we want to play it. So we can just save all of these. We could Empty Body for another Flurry of Blows, but it's fine. Alright, we have an Apparition. We have another Insight. So I think we probably do want to be intangible this turn. Because that is 75 damage, and I don't think we block for 75 damage. I don't think we're killing it with attacks at this point. We're just doing... This is going to deal 90 damage to it, and then Omega, so that's another 150 damage. We're just going to kill it with Omega. So block, scry. Yeah, I think that's good enough. This is actually never relevant, because it either blocks for a zillion or not at all, I think is what our cards do now. Yeah, let's just do that. It did spin. So now on turns, if it's not attacking, it's probably a good turn to Insight and try and do some big damage. Wish will help with that. Let's get that into our discard. Wish gives us strength to help hit hard. Foresight is okay, maybe. Strength. Alright, let's do some stance swapping. Get a bunch of armor that way. Let's scry a bunch. We can also just vault. That seems good. Or we could just Insight to get these. Yeah, I'd like to draw the days. If we vault, then we keep our intangible, we do another 60 damage, we seem pretty set. It's not attacking, we can just void. Why don't we... Are we intangible next turn? Not necessarily, so we cannot blasphemy unless we're killing it. It would deal a lot of damage, but I don't think it kills it. Flurry of Blows. Eruption. Flurry of Blows. Fear no evil. Through violence. And it is dead. Oh no, it hit the damage cap for that turn, I guess. Uh-oh. We'll draw a bunch of cards. We'll kill it this turn. No trouble. Just spooked me for a second. Alright. Let's wallop. Let's reach heaven. And kill it. How do you kill a heart? Why? Through violence, of course. Nah, you know what? Omega deserves this one. Hey, we're pretty well blocked, aren't we? Turns out we can block for a lot when we want to. Once we've got 8 Mental Fortress, 14 Like Water, 3 Nirvana, we can block the heart's attacks pretty well. We've just never needed to. Because we've been intangible the whole time. Well, that was a pretty fun Watcher run. At least, I enjoyed it. And if you're still watching, I hope you did. Otherwise, stop doing this to yourself. It's okay. You don't owe me this. Anyway. That's Watcher up to Ascension 5. Everybody up to Ascension 5. I think pretty soon I want to start making a shot at those achievements. But for now, I will catch you around.